Behind the gilded bars of the Forbidden City's opulent halls, a different story unfolded, one of power and peril, of love and loss, of triumph and tragedy. This is the story of the concubines. Welcome to our channel, where history comes to life. Today we unveil the untold tales of the Forbidden City's enigmatic concubines, the women who lived between privilege and oppression. Join us as we explore their silenced voices and forgotten narratives, shedding light on a lesser-known chapter of Imperial China. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest historical mysteries. Rising majestically in the heart of Beijing, the Forbidden City stands as an enduring symbol of Imperial China's grandeur. Its intricate architecture and rich history have captivated the world. But beyond its ornate walls, a darker narrative unfolds, a tale of the countless concubines who called this place home. A concubine's life was a paradoxical existence, a blend of luxury and isolation, beauty and brutality. Selected for their physical beauty and refined manners, these women were trained in the arts, music, and literature. Yet their lives were far from ideal. They were confined within the palace walls, constantly under surveillance, and subject to the whims of the emperor. At the center of this opulent prison lay the Hall of Supreme Harmony, the throne room where emperors held courts and wielded their immense power. It was a place of pageantry and protocol, where the fate of nations was decided, and where concubines like pawns on a chessboard maneuvered for the emperor's favor. As the sun rose over the Forbidden City, eunuchs and maids bustled through the courtyards, their footsteps echoing tales of secrets and schemes. They scurried between the chambers of the concubines, delivering messages and observing, their eyes and ears ever attuned to the slightest whisper of discontent, or the faintest rumor of intrigue. Concubinage was a deeply ingrained tradition in Imperial China, sanctioned by Confucian ideals and woven into the fabric of society. It was seen as a way to ensure the continuation of the imperial bloodline, as well as a means for the emperor to enjoy the pleasures of the flesh. Men of power and influence would offer their daughters or other women of marriageable age to the emperor as a sign of loyalty and devotion, and so the gates of the Forbidden City opened, not just to concubines, but to a microcosm of Chinese society. Each woman carrying with her the hopes, fears, and ambitions of her family and social standing. Within the sprawling complex of the Forbidden City, a strict hierarchy prevailed. Much like the tiers of an onion, each layer carefully nested within the other. At the pinnacles stood the empress, the emperor's wife, holding a position of both privilege and peril. Beneath her were the four great concubines, their status and power defined by the favor of the emperor. Then came the lesser concubines, and finally, the lowest ranking, the maidservants, a mere step above slaves. It was a precarious existence, a perpetual game of musical chairs where the slightest misstep could lead to disfavor and banishment from the palace. Each woman, no matter her rank, lived in constant fear of falling out of favor, for the emperor's whims were as unpredictable as the tides. A raised eyebrow, a whispered word, a rival's jealousy could all seal one's fate. For the concubines, their beauty was their currency, their value measured by the emperor's gaze. They adorned themselves in garments of exquisite silk, their movements graceful, their laughter tinkling like wind chimes. They conversed on poetry and philosophy, their words carefully chosen to not offend or draw attention. Their very existence was a balancing act, treading the fine line between being noticed and fading into the background. Yet even within this gilded cage, emotions ran high. Jealousy festered, rivalries intensified, and whispers of discontent echoed through the courtyards. The slightest perceived slight could ignite a storm, a misplaced glance, a borrowed ornament, a shared joke. Each interaction was a minefield, every conversation a potential powder keg. Some concubines found solace in shared experiences, forming tight-knit bonds that transcended the artificial barriers erected by the imperial court. In stolen moments, they confided their dreams, their fears, and their longing for freedom, finding comfort in their collective suffering. These shared stories became their lifeline, anchoring them to a sense of identity and belonging in a world that sought to erase it. However, there were those who dared to dream beyond the palace walls, yearning for a love that transcended imperial decree. Forbidden love blossomed in secret, hidden from the prying eyes of eunuchs and maids. Stolen glances turned into furtive meetings, whispered words into hushed promises. These clandestine encounters, fraught with danger, were acts of rebellion against the rigid confines of palace life. For within the Forbidden City, love was not merely a feeling, it was a political statement. The risk was immense, for any discovery could spell ruin, banishment, and even death. Yet the allure of human connection proved irresistible to many, leading to secret unions that burned brightly but dangerously in the shadows. In the dimly lit corners of the Forbidden City, a different kind of power emerged, a quiet, resilient strength that refused to be silenced. Despite the constraints placed upon them, certain concubines carved out spaces of influence. Through subtle acts of defiance, they navigated the treacherous waters of palace politics, leaving an indelible mark on Chinese history. Empress Dowager Cixi, born as a concubine, rose to become one of the most powerful women in Chinese history. Her strategic brilliance and iron will saw her manipulate the Manchu princes and officials, shaping the course of the Qing dynasty. Similarly, Wu Zetian, the only woman to hold the title of emperor in Imperial China, ascended to power through cunning and determination. Despite facing opposition and orchestrating her own share of palace intrigues, she left a legacy that challenged the patriarchal norms of her time. Though many concubines yearned for a life beyond the palace walls, some found contentment and fulfillment within the Forbidden City's embrace. For them, the tranquility of meticulously manicured gardens became a source of solace, a place where they could momentarily escape the suffocating pressures of court life. The rhythmic snip of scissors and the gentle tap of paintbrush on canvas provided an outlet for creativity and Here, amidst the vibrant hues and delicate brushstrokes, they poured their emotions, finding release from the stifling confines of their existence. For some concubines, the vast library within the Forbidden City's walls became their sanctuary. Surrounded by ancient scrolls and classic texts, they delved into the world of literature, discovering new perspectives and intellectual stimulation. It was here in the quiet rustle of turning pages that they found a sense of empowerment, expanding their knowledge and challenging the limitations placed upon them by their status. But for many concubines, the weight of their circumstances proved too heavy a burden to bear. Overwhelmed by the relentless pressure to conform, the stifling rules and the crushing loneliness, they succumbed to despair. Within the opulent confines of the Forbidden City, silent tears were shed, dreams were deferred, and hearts grew weary. The stories of these women, lost to history, serve as a haunting reminder of the human cost of imperial extravagance and the lasting impact of a system that valued obedience and submission above all else. Today, the Forbidden City stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing millions of visitors from around the globe. As they wander through its magnificent halls, marveling at the grandeur of Imperial China, they inadvertently become part of a larger narrative. Their footsteps echo the whispers of countless concubines, whose lives played out within these very walls. The Forbidden City is more than just a collection of historic buildings. It's a repository of memories, both glorious and tragic. The echoes of laughter and the lingering scent of incense still linger here, mingling with the somber tale of the concubines. Exploring the Forbidden City's past, including the lesser-known stories of its concubines, enriches our understanding of this iconic landmark. It reminds us that behind the opulence and grandeur, there existed a world of complexities, where power, love, loss, and resilience intertwined in a delicate dance. As we continue to uncover and share these narratives, we pay tribute to the silenced voices of the past, ensuring that their stories, though long silenced, resonate once again within the hallowed halls of the Forbidden City. What are your thoughts on the lives of the concubines? What insights or stories would you like to see explored further? Share your comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Together, let's keep their stories alive, ensuring that the concubines of the Forbidden City find their place in the tapestry of history.